In this video, I'm going to talk about the gallbladder and bile flow problems. Why? Because, well, bile flow is one of the most common problems, or lack of bile flow, I should say, is one of the most common problems I come across. And in my opinion, the gallbladder is probably the most important organ in our body. Okay? Of course, if we don't have a gallbladder, we can still live. If we don't have a heart, we're not going to live. But in general, overall, the gallbladder or lack of bile flow is causing more problems than anything else I've ever come across. Okay, why do we have problems with the gallbladder? Why do we have problems with bile flow? Well, one of the most common issues is hydration or lack of hydration, I should say. One of the first organs in the body to suffer when you have low hydration, poor hydration, is the gallbladder starts to dehydrate and the bile starts to get a little bit agglutinated. It's sticking together and it doesn't flow very well. Now, if it doesn't flow very well with the gallbladder, now there are a number of issues, or many, many issues. Digestion just doesn't happen in the first place. But I guess as far as this video is concerned, I want to talk about the fats. So many problems, so many people are having problems with fat assimilation, and that's because they have poor bile flow. Okay. Now, if you think about the body, there's 50 to 70 trillion cells in our body. Each one of those cells has a bilipid layer. Bilipid layer, lipid being fats, two different types of fats. So one of the first things to go when you don't have fats is you're going to compromise. Can you imagine compromising just a weeny bit on a cell membrane, times that by 50 to 70 trillion? It has a big impact. It has a big impact on the body's ability to be able to balance with its circadian rhythm with the cell membranes, opening in the morning, closing at night. You have a big problem with energy production. You'll find that if your energy is up and down, and I'm not talking just about physical energy. I'm also talking about mental energy. If you're up and down like a yo-yo all day long, it's a good sign that you're not getting your fats. So getting good consistent energy is very, very important. We talked about the cell membranes. And I guess one other thing, I mean, there's a lot of issues like with low bile flow. But another big one is the fact that if we don't have the alkalinity of the bile is very alkaline. Okay, and I've mentioned this many times. Digestion and getting the right pHs in the digestive tract is so important, and that's really reliant on having the acidity from the stomach meeting the alkalinity from the gallbladder and the pancreas, but the gallbladder first. Okay, it's the clashing of these two opposing forces that not only help liberate the minerals from the chyme coming from the stomach, but also to be able to provide the pHs or the pH balance, the chemistry in the digestive tract, so that your body can actually assimilate those minerals. If we don't have enough stomach acid, we don't have enough bile, and one or the other is out of balance, we're going to have problems assimilating minerals. It's very, very common. Okay, couple of tips on how to tell whether your bile is flowing very well or not. One of the big ones is your energy up and down like a yo-yo. It's up and down like a yo-yo because your body's tapping into carbs instead of fats. Okay, and it's the carbs that are making you go like this. Saliva pH, anything below 6.4 consistently over a few days, good sign that bile is struggling. It's a bile that actually helps push the saliva pH up. Passing a lot of gas, or not even a lot, but just passing gas in general. If you pass a little bit too much gas, you think, oh, I'm passing too much gas after eating. It's a very good sign that the gallbladder is struggling too. Okay. One of the easiest ways to tell, and this is a very objective way of telling, like if your body isn't going up and down like a yo-yo, because you can still have poor bile flow and you can have relatively good energy. Well, you might have good energy anyway. But one of the most objective ways of telling whether the bile is flowing is to have a look at the color of your stools. Okay, it's the bile that gives our stools the darker color. If we don't have the darker color, and when I say darker color, I'm talking about, say, the color. If your stool colors are sort of averaging less than the color of cardboard, you know you've got a bile problem. Okay. It's quite common to see that. You might have, you might have sometimes when the bile, when your stools are a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, a little bit lighter. Well, that's an indication you're running into problems with your bile. Okay, so have a look at your stools, check them out.